Hello folks, welcome back on my reaction videos Q&A for it. If you folks have figured out the letter, then you'll be correct. Today we gonna watch on Zomberry AU Character Q&A made by Brookesdreamery, a Christian YouTuber who creators Story Times, Batman, Harry Potter, Lego, SBpankton, and Strawberry AU. When I am not responded that, so we out of way, let's get the videos now.
Hello dreamers, and welcome to the first ever character Q&A on my channel. Yay! You guys did not disappoint, and you gave me so many questions to play around with. Like, honestly, I was completely blown away with the sheer amount of questions, which is one of the reasons this video took so long, but we are not gonna talk about that. Anywho, I just want to give a quick shout out and thanks to all the names scrolling by on the screen right now for asking the characters some questions. Quick aside here, I thought it would just be a really nice refresh for anybody new, just to put a quick little lore recap in here. Let's go! Okay, so the villains of this story, Pieman and Sour Grapes, ended up enchanting all the berry fields of Strawberry Land so that the berries would rise up and walk straight to them. What they didn't know was that the spell book that they used was both unstable and evil. So instead of rising up and walking towards Pieman and Sour Grapes, they rose up from the depths of the ground to infect other berries and plant life, kicking off the Zomberry apocalypse. Strawberry and her friends will have to band together and revive old relationships in order to beat this foe with the power of friendship. If you guys would like more insight into the lore, please check out these videos. Said, please welcome in the cast Strawberry Shortcake, her little sister Apple Dumpling, Orange Blossom, Huckleberry Pie, Plum Pudding, Blueberry Muffin, Lemon Meringue, and her sister Raspberry Torte. You guys had questions for all of them as a group and some single questions. So, we are going to start off with Miss Strawberry Shortcake herself. Hello! Alright, Strawberry Shortcake, time for question number 1. Do you still talk to your friends, like Rainbow Sherbet, Banana Candy, etc.? If not, then why? Well, I try really hard to stay in contact with all my friends by sending letters. That's how I've stayed in communication with Huck and Orange Blossom at least, but sometimes, no matter how hard you try to keep certain relationships going, life circumstances just change things. Gosh, Strawberry, that's a sad answer. Moving on. Question number 2. I challenge you to make 3 Lucky Charm bracelets for Apple, Orange, and Huck and say I love you to them after. That's not really a question, but I'm not one to back down from a challenge. Only I'd like to make a friendship bracelet for all of my friends. And it's no secret that I love them all. Oh my gosh, you made me a bracelet too? Man, you're great. Love this girl. Alrighty, time for question number 3. How are Pupcake and Custard handling the Zomberries? Pupcake adjusted almost immediately now that I think about it. He really likes to help out in fights, and he kind of has a knack for it too. Custard, however, she took a little bit longer to adjust. She's fine about things now, but she still prefers the base over the battlefield. Wow, talkative animals today. If only I knew what they were saying. Anyways, on to the final question for you, Strawberry Shortcake. Oh, already? Well, there'll be more later, but as a group. Alright, once the Zomberry apocalypse is over, will you pick up your life where you left off, or start over fresh? That's a difficult one. The unfortunate truth of the matter is that it's impossible for me to continue on with my life like none of this ever happened. Some things will stay the same as they were, but most every aspect of my life is completely different now. I would have never chosen for things to change, but now that they have, I'm trying my hardest to see this as a good kind of change. For every struggle I've been through, there's always something that comes from it that I can be thankful for. Kind of like a rainbow after a very bad storm. Ah, very good answer, Strawberry, and very insightful. I will see you next when we get to the group questions. Moving on to Mr. Huckleberry. Let's go. Hi. Alright, Huck. Starting off with question number 1. Before the Zomberry problem, how many times did you go fishing?
I have no idea what the answer to that question would be, but to be fair, the Zomberry apocalypse has never stopped me from fishing. I know this great spot where you can find all kinds of fish. You just need to bring the right bait, and bam! You have yourself a fish.
Nice! Man, I wouldn't mind having one of those gummy fishies myself.
Ooh, this one's a good one. This one's a good one. What do you think is everyone's best and worst qualities? I don't know if I'm really all that qualified to answer this one.
It doesn't matter whether or not you're qualified, you just gotta answer the questions, okay?
I'm on a team full of girls. You think I'm gonna reveal what I think is their worst quality? You know what? I'll keep it down to this. The girls' worst quality is that they can't see that they're all amazing. Their best quality is that they're all amazing. Now, Plum being my best friend, I can in good conscience say that he is a know-it-all and nobody likes that about him, but he's also, you know, my best friend, so I obviously put a lot of faith and trust in him. So there you go.
Okay.
Huck, is there a certain relationship that you're ever going to pursue in the near future? Strawberry.
Excuse me.
You guys think you're really sly with that one. Do I have to answer this?
For the sake of the Q&A,
Humor it. Okay, so although this is totally private information, this is a Q&A and I did agree to be involved in it, so it's my own fault, really. I don't want to pursue Strawberry until I know she'd be okay with it. I would never want to put her in an uncomfortable situation, and that is all I'm willing to say on the matter.
almost all you're willing to say on the matter. There's still one more question for you, Huck, and it's definitely that territory.
Oh, come on.
If you weren't in the Zomberry apocalypse at the moment, and you could plan your definitely only platonic pal Strawberry a date, what would the date be like?
What happened to the fishing questions? Can we please go back to those? Or here, I could show you a skateboard trick. Something other than this. Why are we talking about this? Why do we keep coming back to this? Okay, how I answer will be the last time I humor this kind of question. I would probably take her somewhere with a lot of flowers and a clear view of the sky so we could watch the sunset together. Maybe also set up a bunch of blankets and pillows so we could have a picnic. Are you guys finally satisfied with that? Because I am severely uncomfortable right now.
Well, I know I, for one, am satisfied with that answer, Huckleberry. Thank you so much for humoring these questions.
Oh, that was the last one. Whew.
Well, the last one until we get to the group questions. But I don't think they're quite as personal.
Thank goodness. Well, I'll see you then.
Bye, Huck. Now it's time to ask Miss Orange Blossom some questions. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Okay, if you could travel to any country, which would it be? Ooh, a travel question. I like. I've yet to travel to Scotberry, the Finger Sandwich Islands, and Berryvania. So maybe one of those. Oh, I'd also love to hike through the Up and Down Mountains. Or even climb up the Sunday Mountain. It's a hot fudge volcano, so I'll have to be very careful. But I'm told that tasting the fudge is worth any risk. Of course, my travel plans will have to wait until this Zomberry situation gets cleaned up, though. Ooh, yeah, sorry about that, but at least you know where you're going after you get things cleaned up, like you said. What was your favorite place on your travels? Any standouts? I don't know if I can choose a favorite. I've been to so many places. Paris, Mexico, China Cup, Seaberry Beach, Ice Cream Island, and I guess if I continued to list off everywhere I've been, we'd be here far too long. I guess the most recent place I've been to, before joining my friends here in Strawberry Land, of course, was Big Apple City. I actually lived there for quite a bit. My favorite thing about that city was its lovely park. It makes for the perfect place to set up my easel and paint away. Yes, a fellow art girly. Let's go. Okay, and last question for you. Kind of personal if you ask me. Why do you feel inferior to everyone else, considering that your photographic memory is very important to the group? Well, gosh. I guess the best way to explain it is that I'm so used to my own abilities that they don't seem particularly special to me. Sometimes, since I'm surrounded by such strong, talented, and intelligent friends, I lose sight of my own talents in admiration of theirs. But luckily for me, my friends see my worth and point it out to me and value me just for being me, and not just for any skills I have. It would seem that they admire me just as much as I admire them, and I'm so grateful to have such kind people as my friends. Aw, that is so sweet. Great answer. And I will see you later on. But now it is time for Apple Dumpling. Hey, Apple. Alright, first question. Who teases you most in the friend group? Oh, that's easy. Plum is always teasing me. It's very annoying. And when I'm angry about his teasing, he'll call me sour apple. Can you believe that? Sour apple! Maybe I'm sour sometimes, but everyone knows I'm a sweet apple. But if he makes me really mad, he usually makes up for it by teaching me big words. So it's easier to forgive him.
Good to know that he keeps himself on your good side.
Good for him, too.
Alrighty, and here's the second and last question. How many times have you needed one of your teammates to pull you out of an impulsive plan that you thought would work out, but ended up a train wreck?
Bold of you to assume that that's something that happens a lot. All I know is that my impulsive plans have worked out more times than they haven't. I know that they can worry Strawberry and make Plum angry, but my spontaneous decision making is part of my charm. Plus, when they work out, I get treated like an MVP.
Well, thank you for sitting down and answering some questions with me, Apple. I will see you later.
Hello, Miss Blueberry. We are on to your questions. Are you excited? Oh, I am so excited for this. It'll make for a great story to tell my friends.
I'm sure it will. So let's start at the beginning here.
What is it like to take care of the younger kids in the group, like Apple and Lemon? It's so much fun. I get to tell them stories and entertain them while their older sisters are out fighting. And we always have a blast together. Your guys' relationship is so wholesome.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Plumbington pudding?
My thoughts on Plum.
He's a funny one. He's so passionate about what he does, and he's incredibly literal. But what amuses me the most is how awkward he gets when I talk to him. I think it's very cute. Very cute, eh? Nice. Oh, this one's interesting. We get Strawberry back in to help us answer this question. Ooh, yay. To Strawberry and Blueberry, how well do Custard and Pupcake get along with Cheesecake the Mouse? Oh, I think they get along very well. I think so too.
Squeak, 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 squeak. Meow.
Ruff, ruff. Again, what is up with the animals talking? Well, thank you for joining me, Blueberry. I will see you later on in the video. Bye, it was a pleasure. And speaking of a pleasure, we have with us today Mr. Plumbington Pudding. A pleasure indeed. So, Plum, are you ready for the first question? As I'll ever be. What is the most peculiar thing you've ever seen? The logical answer would obviously be the zombie berries that defy all reason. But I've been trying to practice a little less sarcastic style of humor. So I'll just say that the most peculiar thing I've seen is the peculiar Pie Man of Porcupine Peak, rat-tat-tat-tat, or whatever he says. Okay, was that funny enough? That was very funny. Yes! Next one. Oh, okay. What are your thoughts on everyone in the group, and how seriously do you think that they're taking the apocalypse? If I were to disclose my opinions on my friends, we would be here for hours. So for time's sake and time's sake only, I will have to grossly oversimplify. Huck is my best friend. Raspberry disagrees on almost everything with me. Orange's eye for detail is very impressive. Strawberry is too empathetic. Lemon is nice. Apple is annoying, but like in a good way. And Blueberry is the most amazing girl ever. Period. As for how seriously my friends are taking the apocalypse, I'll just say that I am undisputably the most serious person in the team. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Next question, please. Hey Plum, I'm just curious, why do you judge Huck for not asking Strawberry out when you haven't asked Blueberry out yet either? Okay, first of all, I gave Huck a hard time because it's obvious to everyone else on the entire planet that Strawberry likes him, except he can't get that through his thick skull. Secondly, I didn't ask Blueberry out because she asked me out first. Cut that out!
Okay, this is off, but time matters to stop right half part of videos right now. If you're wondering why stop right there, because I want to announce something. In this day, I has not 110, 120, 130 to 140 subscribe on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I see you the next part of video. one more thing. Please do not forget to get and hit subscribe for all channel. Whomever mentions heard must be support our content. Thanks.